want to do that? Move it. Good idea. Okay. Hi.
Maybe silence your phones.
Oh, that's a good idea. If you could turn your ringers off. Can you hear this? Yeah. Can you hear me? First, I want to say, hi, Dad. You arrived late, so we got to do this fast. You're finally home, next to your favorite person ever, Sydney A. Resnick. The two brothers, best friends, are back together and exactly where they always want to be. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. Dad would say, shut up, I'll give you something to cry about. Okay. I'm going to start with just a little prayer. Adonai, what are we that you have regard for us? Or we mere humans that you make account of us? We are like a breath. Our days are like a fleeting shadow. In the morning we flourish and grow up. In the evening we are cut down and wither. You turn to us, to contrition, and you say, return, O my children. If only we were wise, we would consider our latter end. For when we die, we shall carry nothing away. Our glory shall not descend after us. Those who serve Adonai are redeemed, and those who trust in God are not forsaken. Now that Dad's here, we all have a peaceful place to visit. We can visit all of our favorite relatives too. Bringing both sides of our family together again. Getting to visit everyone in Idaho. It's always been Dad's dream. And it's finally coming true. And I promise we will all visit. I'd like to read just what I wrote the other day when you left us, Dad, to go see your family and loved ones who are patiently waiting for you. Lucky them. Dearest Dad, my heart is shattered. My soul is severely wounded, and I can barely breathe as I say goodbye to you, my beloved father. For those of you who knew him, which you all did, I really don't need to say much for you to know this boy. Losing him is created on this earth. Dad was the patriarch of this very large family, but he was also a man who so many looked up to and learned from, admired, loved, would do anything to be close to, wanted to be like him, and truly bigger than life force of nature. Dad was elegant, fun, strong, hilarious, loyal, and a huge presence, loving in a way that only he could be. A family man, an amazing businessman, a wordsmith, an avid reader, and a lover of knowledge. The only reason he ever stopped working, reading, and learning was the horrific diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease. But even in that, he was freaking adorable and making us laugh. He loved wholeheartedly until the second he passed on Yom Kippur. It was the holiest day of the year for our Jewish people. A very special day to pass, as it signifies his importance on this earth, and that God waited until the very last day of the year to take him. He will forever be my most favorite guy. The void in my heart will never be filled, but I vow to keep his memory alive, as I'm sure you all do too. I love you, Dad, more than could ever be expressed, and I feel good knowing that you knew exactly how I feel. I know I never let a day go by that you didn't feel my love, loyalty, and dedication to you. Taking care of you and taking care of your wishes was absolutely my honor and my pleasure, and I hope I made you proud. I love you, always and forever, with every ounce of my being. Please say hello to Uncle Sid for us. Your Pinsky. Sorry. I'm supposed to cry. Adonai, You are my shepherd, I shall not want. You make me lie down in green pastures. You lead me beside still waters. You restore my soul. You lead me in straight paths for your name's sake. Yeah, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your shaft, they comfort me. He's laughing. You set the table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overfloweth. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Eternal forever. Francesca, would you like to come up and read? Everybody can follow.
So
If you guys have books,
this is on the first page, and
I'll read with you.
this is
Does anybody need this one?
really nice for Dad and Uncle Sidney. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them.
You can say we remember them
We
together.
remember them.
In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we
We
remember
remember
them.
them.
In the opening of the buds and the rebirth of spring, we
We
remember them.
remember them.
In the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. In the rustling of the leaves and the beauty of the autumn,
We remember them.
In the beginning of the year and when it ends,
We remember them.
When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make,
We remember them.
when we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. So as long as we live, they too shall live. For they are now a part of us all, as we remember them. Thank you. I wrote this down during Shiva when I kind of just needed a moment, so it's not really put together and it's kind of just for him, but I would like to say it right now. Dad, you are the blueprint, and a lot of people would love to be a copy of you, but you are the original for us and our family. There's no one like you. Your larger than life personality and your presence will always be remembered. Thank you for making me your daughter, and my only wish is that I could have had more time with you in your younger years. And that you could have more time with my son. But I promise to make sure that he knows about who you were and all of the great things that you did and the incredible life that you lived. A really interesting thing about my father's Alzheimer's experience was that it actually made him softer and sweeter and kinder, and the opposite of what you normally hear about people with this terrible disease. And I'm grateful to have seen a glimpse of that side of him, even though we were very used to such a fierce, strong, ferocious, tough love father. Thank you.
Nicholas wants to say
Nicholas,
something.
you want to say something? Hey. Okay.
So, it's really hard to be here today for all of us, but I came into Pepe's life, that's what I called him. When I came in, he was already 74, but that didn't change much. Either way, when I was really little, my mom will tell you the story. I used to call him Papa, and then all of a sudden, I was 5 years old and learning my ABCs, and then I was like, hey, that letter's pronounced A, so from that day on, I called him Pepe, and then he said, well, if you're gonna call me Pepe, I'm gonna call you Nick, and it went from there, and that was something that Auntie Jessie used to always say. He always gave the best nicknames, and it just makes me sad that I still remember 2 years ago he told me he could live to 100. So sad that we have to be here on this day, but he went on the holiest day of the year. So it's amazing. He's with his family now. With Uncle Sid, his parents, and everyone else who loved him.
Very cute baby. Right.
I find it kind of ironic that he showed up late. He never liked anyone waiting for him. Or he never liked waiting for anyone. So I see it as he wanted all of us to wait for him. He's the coolest guy I ever knew. I doubt I'll ever know anyone like him. I don't really want to know anyone else like him. Because he's always going to be that guy. I'm just happy he made it. I'm happy we could all be here. I'm very thankful that I got to spend the time that I got to spend with him. You know, even through his diagnosis, he still held so hard to all his memories as long as he could. And I find that as like just a testament to how strong he was. He's just the strongest dude I ever saw. I doubt he'll ever decompose in there because
He's too cool.
he's too strong. He's just gonna sit there forever. But I'm happy that he's here with his family and we all get to lay him to rest, and I'm gonna miss him. And thank you all for being here, and I love you all.
Ooh. Wow.
I never do this, so this is big. I don't talk in front of anybody. But, my dad and I had a really tough relationship. And it was always very hard for me with him. He, in my mind and in my life, he did treat me differently than my sisters. And he always, or not always, but at the end of days when he was still there, and several times I had a hard time. I worked very hard. I worked with him. I worked for him. And then I didn't. And he, when I asked him why he treated me differently, and he always said he didn't do for me and he didn't help me because he knew I could help myself, could do for myself. And he was right. I could, and I do. But it never meant that it didn't hurt. It really hurt my whole life. And I will say that, like Francesca said, he became a different man in his Alzheimer's. And I asked him about the things that he had done. And he said to me, he's like, why would I do that? When I told him about the things he did, he said, I don't understand. Why would I do that? And I didn't understand either. But he felt bad in the end about it. And he was sorry. and he was sad. And 6 months ago, we were told that he had very little time left, and I came home from Europe and I spent time with him in the hospital when everybody said he was non-responsive and non-communicative, and I came back and just deeply in the eyes alone, we made amends. We had long times together where we just looked at each other. And he said things, even though a lot of things were incoherent, a lot of things were coherent. And we made up. And I know he felt bad for what happened. And I just want to say that I also forgave and forgive you for things that really hurt and that I was angry about my whole life. And I love you, Dad, and I'm sad that you're gone because we didn't have the time together when we made up. So I just want to say that I'm sad about that, and I'm sad you didn't have more time with me and my son. And that's it. I love you and rest in peace.
Anybody else? Okay. Well, I want to say that thank you, Idaho Resnick side of the family, because Julianne, for allowing Dad to lay next to his brother for eternity. That was really kind of you, and I know he appreciated it. And all of you boys that he never got to have of his own, you guys were his boys. And he really loved you all. Honestly, loved you so very, very much. And Jeffy, you just did amazing things. It took such good care of him for years.
Thank you.
You really gave him an incredible last few years. And thank you for dedicating your life and giving him so much to come and do that. So, I just want to say, on behalf of all of us, Dad, we love you so much. And we know you're going to rest really peacefully with Uncle Sid. You're probably up there laughing and joking already. Saying some really rude things.
For sure.
And I think we love you. And thank you guys. Thank you everybody for coming here, being with us, and allowing this to be. So, Victoria, we love you and we're here for you.
I always loved your life. And he was such an incredible man and a husband and father and friend. My heart is torn in two. And it'll heal. But it'll never, nobody would ever replace him. Ever. Rest in peace, Lovey. I love you so.
Anybody else? Okay. All right. We're all gonna do the
Don't they
Jewish
lower
thing.
him first?
He's gonna lower him, and then we'll do the dirt. The dirt. Do the dirt.
We know how much Dad loves dirt.
Yeah. I had the music to Electric Avenue. I'd play that right now.
Exactly. Why don't we?
Oh.
We should. When we're putting dirt on. We should. For real. Let's put the dirt
I'm
on.
not doing it.
Oh, my neck, no.
Snow around. So nice.
I know, sweetie.
allow him to pay the last respects.
We're gonna each shovel some dirt on him as our last respects.
You shouldn't put her against the coffin.
What?
Can I have a couple of the casket bearers guys come back? Yeah.
Wait, can you give it to Francesca because I have a broken wrist?
See these metal supports that we put for the head rollers?
Go strong, Leo.
Casket just sits on the
Can you look to this for Jess? Rocky's gonna take you.
What am I doing now?
a little bit. I'll pull this up.
Is it started?
Well, not so much.
Yeah.
Francesca, it doesn't look, is it running?
Go ahead and bring that end down. Now we're just going to lift on this end. Straight up. There you go. Go right now.
And when it goes down, you want to lay it on top of it? Love you.
Last person to talk.
Thank you, Connie, for being Dad's everything.
Come over here.
Connie, I didn't get to say that. Dad loves Connie and everything you do for him.
We can come visit him anytime we want. This is the second time I've seen it. Anytime you want. It's not easy. Okay? Anytime you want to visit him, you
Okay,
can.
you
I
guys
promise. Okay, now we're going
place
to
her
put some...
down in there.
Do the dirt now? The
Now
dirt's
it's the
right
dirt?
over here.
Yep.
Okay.
Penny, you're gonna do the shovel. Everybody's gonna take a turn, and we can put a handful or we can
The
shovel.
back side of the shovel. The reason that is just a symbol of reluctance and also love.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah.
Just on top, right? Just put it. Do that twice.
Twice?
Wait, you can't use the. You're supposed to do the back of the shovel to show reluctance.
Oh, shit.
First time. Nicholas, you want to do a shovel, please?
Yes.
Good job, honey. Don't hit Uncle Jordan.
Why is the shovel?
Do one more, baby. Good job, honey. Okay, what's that for Uncle Jeffy? Give that to Uncle Ross, babe. You're sitting on the chair, sweetheart.
No idea.
Good job, Bronson.
Let Bronson do it.
Perfect. Here, I'll take it, Bronson. Will you hold this, or Nicholas hold this one, Bronson?
Great presence of our life. Sorry.
Really, you want to go? I'll help you.
Or cheese.
You want me to get it for you and we'll go together? Drop it in. Thank you. Yeah, it's ready.
You're very strong. I know.
Yeah, because of thank you, God. Thank you, God. That's so.
I know. But it's really beautiful, right? Because KK has the most beautiful place. You can give everyone a second, and then you can't if you want. Let it make sure everyone has a turn that wants to turn.
I don't know the reason you're not supposed to is, but you can ask Rena and see if it's okay. It's okay, Rena.
Can I
Like
put
the
a
rose on top.
Isn't that
Yeah.
beautiful?
Thank you.
He's right with his best friend. They're so happy now. They're together like they wanted to be. They always wanted to be together. Yes.
Meet again, Dawn. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If you want to do more, you can, honey. You want to do more? Will it fit? Here,
Probably
do you need
not,
a mitt?
but I
Here,
can
here,
just
here. Here,
He's
right
gonna
here.
do that.
Can't feel my fingers.
Will you?
Would you be comfortable with using Jackie's phone? She wanted
Oh, let me take a picture of that. I'll have a Alright, I think this concludes a beautiful service for Dad. We love you, Dad. You're the best. Thank you for everything, Dad. We love you. We'll see you in 80 years.
Did you do-
We'll
do you want
see you on the other side,
Jessica, are
Dad.
you gonna sing?
Am I gonna sing?
Yeah, there's, yeah.